At the end of my last video, I showed you how to make this gorgeous thank you card. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use the Cricut Joy to write inside it. Hi everyone, welcome to our Crazy Life Scotland. My name's Fiona, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to write inside a card that you've made. You can write, you can draw using your Cricut machine, not using your own hand, which you can if you want. That is definitely a possibility, but you don't have to. You can get the Cricut to do it for you. I've never done it before, but I've watched tutorials, so I'm feeling quite confident that I'm going to be able to do it. But if I make a mess, we'll learn together, won't we? I'll turn you around now and show you what I'm going to do in Design Space. Right, so I'm in Design Space and I'm still on the same canvas that I had for making the card, and I'm just going to keep it here. If you want a new canvas, you can do that. Hopefully by now you'll know enough about Design Space to know how to get a new canvas. If not, I shall tell you, you just basically click up here and hit New. And it's asking if I want to save or replace this. I would click Replace or save if I was coming out, but I'm actually not. I'm just going to stay in here. But that's how you would get a new canvas. So I'm just going to click cancel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this and I'm going to come over to here and I'm going to click the little eye, and that will hide the card. So it's still there. You can see in the layers panel, it's still there. I've just hidden it. And anything that's hidden won't be made when you click make it. So even although that card's still there, the Cricut's going to know, right, she's already made that, she doesn't need it. I don't know if I'm going to write my own message or if I'm going to look at some of the phrases that the Cricut already has. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click in phrases down here. Ooh, there's over 100,000 phrases. I'm going to click in the search and I'm going to put thank you. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to operation type and then draw only, because I don't want to cut any more out my card. And you'll see that everything has gone very thin compared to before, and that's because it's writing rather than cutting. So there's thanks a bunch, thank you, that's quite sweet. Now it looks like that one there can be edited because the colour's different, so I think you can actually change that. In fact, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to click this, take it into my canvas and see if that's the case, because I do like that. If I can change the mum to daughter, that would be perfect. So I've clicked it so you can see the green border round about it. I'm going to go down to the bottom right and click add to canvas. Here we go. I'm going to go to the layers panel here and click on mum, and that's highlighted just the word, and I'm going to try doing delete. It's taken it away altogether. What I'm going to do now, because I didn't want to do that, we're learning together people, I'm going to go up here to the undo button and there it is. So I'm going to go back into the layers panel and click on mum again. Now I'm going to try double clicking in it. Ah, here we go. Now we can change it. So I'm going to change it from mum to daughter. And all I did is start typing. So now it says, one thankful daughter. And I think that's lovely. It's perfect. Exactly what I want to say, because I'm very thankful to Granny Annie for buying me this Cricut, the Cricut Joy, which is why I'm making the card in the first place. Now we need to get our design the right size. So I'm going to measure in here and see how much space I actually want it to take up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little template of this bit of card that I'm going to write on. So I'm going to want it 10.5 centimetres wide, I think. And it should be 14 centimetres tall. You go into the panel on the left here and click Shapes. You get some shapes that are free and you get some shapes that are included with a subscription that you would need to pay for if you're not a Cricut Access subscriber. So I just want to take a rectangle. So So I'll click on that. And I'm going to come up here to change the size. Right, so I want it 10.5 centimetres wide, so I've came up here. But when I do that, it's making it only 7 centimetres tall, but I don't want that. So I'm going to click on the little padlock, and that lets me tell it what size I want the width and the height to be. It doesn't need to keep that proportion. So the height has to be 114 centimetres. Sorry, my puppy's wanting to play. I'm going to try and get on with this without him barking. Now, at the moment, if you look up here, it's telling me the operation of this rectangle is to cut it. I don't want it cut. It's just to give me a guide. And you could use it as a guide and then just delete it. But now Cricut have given you the option. If you click the down arrow, it's now got the option for guide. So if I click where it says guide, it now just gives me an outline and it knows not to cut that. It's not going to do anything with it. So I'm going to put my design in here, and obviously it's way too big. So again, I can change the size up here if I want. But I'm going to just click, if you hover over the little squares at the corners, it then lets you make it tiny and make it huge. So I'm just going to make it so that it looks quite nice. I think that's a decent size. I want to make sure that it is right in the middle. So to do that, I'm going to take my mouse outside of the design. I'm going to left click and just drag over it all. You can also do it in the layers panel. You can click one and then press Control and click the other. But I like to do it that way. I find it easier. And then we're going to come up here to align. So I'm going to align. And then I want it in the smack bang in the centre. So I'll click centre and there it is. So that now means that when it goes onto the card, hopefully, it is going to print it there. Do I need to attach it? I think what I need to do is I'm going to go down here and attach it so that the machine knows that that is exactly where I want to put it. Because if I don't do that, it will probably take it away back up to the corner up here when I go to write it. So what I do need to do now is just check. I'm going to click over here on One Thankful Mum. Well, it's now daughter. And I'm going to go up here and just double check. It's definitely the pen and it's black because I only have the one pen for the Cricut Joy. At the moment, I have only got the black pen that comes with it. You can buy pens separately, and I have got gel pens for the Explorer too, but they don't fit. So this is a fine point 0.4 black. So just to check you've got the right pen, if you click where the wee square is, and it's fine point 0.4 millimeters in black. If I was using my other Cricut and I wanted to use a gel pen, for example, I could click up here and I could tell it it's a glitter gel pen and I want it in red. And look how much it changes. It changes quite a lot because the glitter gel pens are thicker than the fine point pen. But in this case, I just want to do it in black because it's all I've got. I want to click on here, One Thankful Mum. I'm going to go back up to the pen. I'm going to click on the red square and tell it, the drop down bar, no, I want the fine point, please, and I want it in black. There we go. You could do it different colours if you wanted to, but because I've only got the one pen, I'm just going to do it the one colour. If, for example, I wanted daughter to be red so it stood out more, what you can do is if you come along to the layers panel and click on daughter, so it's highlighted, and then go up to your pen again, and if I click on there and tell it it's a glitter gel pen in red, we go. And that's as simple as that. And then when you make it, the Cricut Joy will tell you when to put the black pen in and when to put the red pen in. But in this case, it's all going to be black. So I'm just going to change this again. It's not glitter gel, it's fine point, black. There we go. Now, of course, you could actually write your own message. In fact, I might actually write my own message underneath this as well. Oh, bear with me till I sort this puppy. Right, I might end up having to do a voiceover for this if they don't be quiet. Right, so if I want to write something else down here that I want to make up myself, I can click on text. Now, I have got a separate video on how to use text in Design Space, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but here I'm going to say, love you to the moon and back. Now, I'm not going to sign it because I'm going to do that myself. So, obviously, I'm not wanting this font. So, I'm going to go up to the font box. I'm going to click the drop-down arrow. And I'm going to go to Filter, which is the two little lines there. I'm going to click that. And I'm going to go to Writing. So, it'll only give me fonts that will write. Here we go. And I can just quickly have a little look through them. Again, the green banner with the A means it's free for Cricut Design Space subscribers. This looks quite nice. What's that? DJ Flirt. It's maybe a little bit childlike for me for what I want it for, so I don't want that one. So I'm going to go back up to the font box. And I've still got my filter on, so I'm going to go to now you can get lost in these things. DTC Cozy looks quite nice. I wonder what that will be like as a writing font. I'm going to click on that. Right, so what you can see is a lot of the fonts, even though it will write, up here it's telling you it's the pen, it won't fill it in. But to be honest, if I make that smaller to fit in, like that, you can see that it's actually quite nice like that, but it's still not the font that I want. I should really have decided what font I want before doing this, because we could be here a while. What I might do actually is have a look and see if there's like a Delicate. Let's try Delicate. Oh, this one's quite nice. Quite like that one. Right, so I'm going to keep that, but what I want to do is just see if there's any others. So I'm going to come over to here and hit duplicate, which is the two little pages there. And then this one. That way I've got one there that I can keep and I can compare it to any others that I like. So I'm going to go back up to my font, have a look at some other ones. Of course, you can use your own fonts that you've downloaded on the system. But I thought it would be quite nice just to use one that's here already. Oh, I quite like that. That's nice. That's Cinnamon Swirls. I'm going to go with that. So this one here that I did have, that was the Alexis Mattox. I'm going to delete that, so I've highlighted it and I'm just going to hit delete on my computer. So I'm going to use this, I like that. So what I need to do now is, I'm going to detach this because I want to now move the writing up a wee bit so that I've got space for here. So just come down here and click the paper clip, detach, over to here, it'll be easier, click there, and then I can move it up a bit. Like that, and I can make sure that it's centered. So I want to drag over it all, go up to align, and then I want to center horizontally like that. That's it in the middle, which is fine. So now here I'm going to click on that, take it down here, and I'm going to use the little boxes to make it smaller. I'll maybe put it about there. I'll show you how to do it in here. So I want to connect this. So I'm going to highlight that and then I'm going to press Control on the computer and get the rectangle like that. So it's now got both highlighted. I'm then going to go up to align, and I'm going to centre that horizontally as well. So that is now what it looks like. One thankful daughter, love you to the moon and back. And then I can sign my own name there. It's a shame I've not got different coloured pens, but what I can do is I can always use a colouring pen to colour the hearts, or I could use glitter, I could use anything. I'm just going to go with what I've got because there's nothing else I can do about it. Right, so I like that. So what I'm now going to do is go up here, I've got my joy selected, I'm going to click make it. And it knows that it's on the, oh wait now. It's clicking the two, do you know what? It's because I haven't attached them, it's trying to do it separately. So there we go, that's how you learn. You click on cancel. Now what I want to do is I want to drag over it all, go back down here to attach, and this time when I click make it, it knows that it's doing it all on the one bit. And you can see that the rectangle is a guide, that's not going to cut or do anything or draw, I don't think. So that is what it's going to look like, and it's on a card mat, and the material size is, I'm sure it's 10.8 by 13. Yes, because that's the size of my card. So I'm going to go with that one and hope that it works. We don't need to worry about mirror because it's not heat transfer vinyl. So I'm going to go down to the bottom and click continue. It's connecting to my joy. Right, set base material, and it's an insert card. So I'm going to click on that, and it's now telling me to load the black 0.4 pen in the clamp. So if I turn around, I am just going to open that. I'm going to open this clamp because it's a blade that's in at the moment. I'm going to open that, take out the blade. I'm not going to hurt myself on it because it's in a housing. Put it to the side, and then I'm going to put my pen in. Obviously take the lid off. I always like to put my lid on top of the pen so I don't lose it. And it goes in here now. I've not used the pen before, but I'm told you don't try to click it like you do with the other pens. You just pop it in and close the clamp, and then it's telling me to load my card. So when I was making my card, it was obviously the front bit that I put in because I wanted it to cut. This time I want it to draw on here. So I'm basically going to fold it over on itself. I'm going to make sure it's still the right way up, so I don't write upside down, and then going to slide the front bit into there. Whoops. I don't know if I should have taken the insert card out or not. Oh, Fiona. I'm trying to do it all Vicky Verky. Right, so you want to make, oh, Fiona, behave. I have got the protective mat off here, the protective film off. Right, this should be easier. I want to make sure, I'm actually going to take the insert card bit out to see if that makes it any easier. So now, I should probably have written in it first, it would maybe have been easier. There we go. That's it right in now. So it's right up at the top and it's right in at the edge. And when I close this over, I smooth it down so that it sticks to the mat and doesn't move about. And this is where we hope it works. So it's telling me to load the card mat. Again, we make sure that the card mat goes underneath those two little lips. That's it loaded. It's just checking that it's all aligned. It's telling me click go. So I'm going to go down here and click go. Let's have a look and see what it does. Fingers crossed. It's fascinating to watch it write because it doesn't do it in order. It just does it in its own way. put you on the time lapse and give you some music. Now it is telling us that it's complete. I'm going to click unload. The mat has unloaded, so now I can take this out. And here I'm going to just click done. Takes us back to our canvas. I'm going to take my pen out before I forget so that the ink doesn't go dry. I'm just going to open the clamp like that, take it out, pop the lid back on it. I'm going to take my blade so that I don't lose it and pop it back in with the little plunger sticking up the way. Close that and close the joy. Right, let's have a look and see how this card is looking. Yay! So I'm just very carefully going to take the card off the mat. Remember, it's sticky, so don't just rip it. You need to be gentle with it. There we go, and it will just slide out. I need to put my insert card back in very carefully so it doesn't rip. Right, so now we have our card that says thanks a latte, and when we open it up it says, one thankful daughter, love you to the moon and back. So I'm going to colour in the little hearts and sign my name, and I'll show you it once it's done. Okay, so now we've got thanks a latte. Yay! I just coloured the little hearts in red. One thankful daughter, love you to the moon and back. And I signed my name at the bottom. I could get the Cricut Joy to write my envelope as well, but I just gave it the personal touch and wrote Mum on it myself. Pop the card into the envelope, and there we go. One completed card made with the Cricut Joy. That was so much easier than the way I've ever tried to make cards before with the Explorer 2. But what you do need to remember is to put your protective film back on here so that the sticky doesn't get unsticky and doesn't get dirty. So always keep your protective film and put it back on like that. So there we go. That is how you write inside a card with the Cricut Joy and the card mat. I hope you found that useful. If so, please do hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be doing loads more tutorials on the Cricut and other crafts. And talk to me in the comments below. Let me know, is there an easier way of doing it that you know of, because I'm still very new to making cards with the Cricut Joy. I only got the Cricut Joy last week, so I'm still playing with it. So if you know of any hints or tips that might help me, please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in our next video. Thanks everyone. Bye!